Thank you, Mark, and hello from London. Okay, there was a limited number of interesting patterns seen over last week, but I've also included a caution, as we are in the process of forming some newer, longer-term patterns in some markets, on which I will elaborate upon shortly. Okay, so there were weekly key reversals down last week in the currencies in sterling yen. We also saw weekly key reversals down in Chinese yuan against the Japanese yen. However, there were also weekly key reversals up in US dollar CNY, the onshore Chinese yuan, and in US dollar CNH, the offshore Chinese yuan. Interestingly, there was no corresponding weekly key reversal up in the US dollar CNY onshore 1-year NDF. Elsewhere, we saw weekly key reversals down in the Chicago TNotes futures, but this was not reflected in the T-bonds. Finally, we saw a weekly key reversal up in London coffee futures, but interestingly not in the New York coffee futures contract. That about covers the weekly action, and as you can see, it has seen moves which seemingly lacked confirmation in similar or related markets, and that is something to ponder. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a caution. As you are aware, we've had some large gapping moves lower in many stock index and stock index futures over the last weekend. What I would like to highlight are 4 stock index futures, and not what this week has seen, but what we may see next week, or rather be on the verge of seeing at this time next week. Thus, there's a caution. Let's start with UK FTSE futures. In the greater scheme of things, we are set with still a week and a bit to go to possibly have a monthly key reversal here. If we close on Thursday the 30th either over 70.97 or under 69.66, then we'd be on. However, right now we're looking at a lesser outside month action, as we've moved up and away from a monthly key reversal down. Next is German DAX futures. Please note that here, unlike some other stock index futures which have also had similar gapping moves lower last weekend, here in the DAX futures there is no monthly key reversal possible here at this time. It just wouldn't work. Thirdly is US E-mini S&P futures. This is one of the stock index futures that has done enough to make, with a week and a bit to go, to make a possible monthly key reversal in September. If we close on Thursday the 30th of September either over 45.21 or under 43.89, those are the important dates and numbers, then we'd be on. Well, right now, we're still barely looking at a monthly key reversal down. Finally, French CAC40 futures. Here we've had a weekend gap like everywhere else. However, the extent of the reaction back up was more pronounced, seemingly filling in the gap left over from the weekend between 64.96 and 65.97. Anyway, this contract shares something with the DAX. It does not currently qualify to be a monthly key reversal, not yet. But, and it is an important, interesting but, I've been very careful about my phrasing here. You see, the original gap has not been filled in. The gapping move up today has left behind a very small gap between 65.59 and 65.61. So the original gap has therefore not been filled in, and the action over the last 2 days could be seen as an island bottom, though I would give it a bit more time to confirm that idea. I have covered all these actions in my recent daily stock index futures videos, which I am be happy to share. I'm always happy to answer any questions with anyone who's interested, and with that I'll finish this section from London. I hope you found these comments useful.